Yes, bitch.
Así bien chalinillo yo.
A ver.
Bien chaca. Ay, Catarino viejo.
Dang, that was my rola once again.
Hell yeah. Welcome back, everybody.
We are here, Parejeando episode 6. What
Episode
the heck?
6,
I think that's it. After 6, yeah, I'm not going to say them because I feel like I'm going to forget what
True.
number we're on, but welcome back.
Bienvenidos. Bienvenidos.
You know, last podcast was pretty awesome, I'm not going to lie.
It was, and we got a lot of good comments.
We
a lot
did.
of opinions. Like, no, pues que the same shit with that guy was happening. And
Yeah, a lot.
Damn,
a lot
crazy.
of people can relate when leaving their hometown, their home state. So it was really cool. Like I said, to be able to identify with so many people, it's awesome. But before we get going, I really want to talk about our weekend and how we went to the zoo. And my ass, I was sweating in crevices that I never knew existed. Holy crap,
Yeah.
right? So yesterday morning, Valentina was like, oh, quiero ir al zoo. I'm like, okay, pues vamos al zoo. And she got all excited. So we went. First of all, it was so freaking hot.
True,
right?
true.
It was so hot. But my point is, I was sweating. Neta, like sweat was dripping down my thighs. I had ITR, inner thigh rub. A lot of girls can relate. Yes, I was sweating. And I could not resist myself. I needed to wipe myself. So we went into the hippo little area. And I told Randy, I'm like, échame ojos, anyone watching? And he was like, no. So I just got my dress. I tucked it in. I wiped myself. I was like, fuck, man. But I mean,
You disgust me.
a lot of people go through this and they experience this. And I want to normalize ITR, inner thigh rubbing, and sweating. And it's okay. Like if you see someone that has sweat everywhere and their nalgas or butt crack, who cares? So yeah, but it was pretty eventful.
It was. I feel like my set.
What?
Because I feel like last time I missed the record button.
Okay.
I feel like I'm missing something.
Record.
We're good.
Yeah. No tienes
Cameras,
mocos.
everything. Oh, no
No tienes lagañas.
tengo lagañas.
Te lavaste la cara y el mono no,
Y el
right?
mono no, claro. No, but yeah, it was pretty interesting this week.
Yeah. If you're ever in San Antonio, try the San Antonio Zoo. It's pretty cool. They have the rhinos now. I love the rhinos. I mean, I live with the rhinos.
I thought it was a polar bear.
Oh yeah, polar bear. Just depending the weather, because you hibernate sometimes. But yeah, so we got a lot of awesome feedback, a lot of comments. Something that I addressed last time and maybe the other time is, if any of you want us to talk about something, you can always send me a DM through my Instagram, Myra Teresa, and I will never expose your name or none of that stuff. And I got an awesome DM that I even typed out, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to read it first, and then I'm going to ask you these questions, because it goes back. One of my comadres is really struggling in her marriage, and it's regard to mamitis. Mm-hmm. So this is something.
That's a thing, right?
No, it really is a thing, and this has to be taken seriously. And she really reached out to us for help. And maybe if there's anyone else after this, podcast, if they want to comment, give us their 5 cents. So I'm going to read it first, and then I want to ask you the questions. Obviously, I'll go ahead and just get going. So it says, I love your podcast. I can relate. I'm actually losing my relationship with my husband because he always wants to be with his mom. No podemos hacer nada ni ir de vacaciones sin ellos. I like them. I just feel like we need our own space with our daughters. I'm in a really bad depression because of this issue. I'm 25 years old. He is 10 years older, and I barely have time, or I barely have family. And when I want to spend time with my tíos, he is always like, tenemos que ir a ver a mi mamá porque tengo 2 semanas sin verla. Dude, I have almost 7 years without seeing my mom, and at least let me go with my tíos. It's really bad how Mexican moms can manipulate their sons sometimes. I'm literally crying right now. That's the DM that she sent me. And I asked her, well, if it was okay. They already know it's okay if they're reaching out. But so the first question I have for you regarding this is, as I just read this to you, what are your first thoughts? Just like right away, without even really elaborating, what are your thoughts?
That he loved his mama.
Okay. That's your first thought.
Mama.
Okay. So that's your first thought, that right away he loves his mom, right? But don't all men love their moms?
I love my mama.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know.
So would you ever say hey, we're going to go to vacation?
A la mamá llevando a la mamá y al papá.
Hell no, that's never happened. So I know you wouldn't right away say, hey, we're flying on vacation. ¿Puedo invitar a mi mami y mi papi? Okay.
¿Por qué no?
No. Okay, so your first thing is he loves his mom, right? That's your first thought?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So my second question to you is, whose responsibility is it to address this problem? And I say this because a lot of times, as a nuero or a nuera, or a yerno and a nuera, if something's happening between, like with you and the suegros right away, it's like you want to say something, you want to address that problem. But whose responsibility is it when you're having problems with the in-laws?
Oh yeah, no. All BS aside, well, it sounds like a problem. Like it sounds like this guy is he's putting his mom first before his wife, right?
Mm-hmm.
And well, yeah, I mean, it shouldn't be the mom's choice, or like the mom should be first, because at the end of the day, pues tú decides casarte, you know, like you're the one that was que anda ahí de novios, and then all of a sudden, oh, well, I want my mom in the picture. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I personally think that the son should address the problem. The son should be like, or the guy should be like, but no, like the guy should put his wife first before his mom.
Yeah. So do you think maybe what happens sometimes is that, like in how you right now, like I'm just saying this because you just said this, like a veces when someone's dating, like, right, you know, it's all about the girlfriend, pues yo y la girlfriend always going on dates, eating, movies, lo que sea. So it's always like she feels like she comes first, right, when they're dating. So and then the second they get married, it's like, well, these are my true colors. Actually, like when we were dating, it was all about me and you. But now that we're married, I mean, I just can't cut the umbilical cord. I need to be with my mom. So do you think it's, whose fault is it? Like, is it the woman's fault or is it the man's fault for obviously masking the truth? Because don't you think that a lot of problems would be avoided if right off the bat, men could be like, you know what, neta tengo mamitis, and
well, yeah, and the thing is, like when you're dating, it's a whole different scenario versus when you're married, right? Because at the end of the day, when you're dating, you still go home, you know,
to your parents.
Exactly. So, and yeah, obviously you're still living at home, so you still go back home. And when you're married, you actually live together. But that's where, I guess, the guy realizes, like, oh shit, like I need my mom. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But my thing is just like, dude, like if you had the balls to be out dating and having a wife and trying to start a family, like why would you want to rely on your mom? You know what I mean?
Or bring your mom into the
picture.
picture.
It's like, I understand, like we all respect our moms, we all love our moms, we want to give them the best we can, right? But at the end of the day, it's just like, dude, you married your wife, you didn't marry your mom. You know, in that case, pues pa qué andas ahí de pinche caliente ahí con novias y la chingada, you know? That's how I feel.
Yeah.
But I don't know. What do you think?
No, I mean, I agree also. You know, whose responsibility or the problem is, yeah, I feel at the time, if one day my parents were being disrespectful, or if one day my parents were being intrusive and they were passing barriers that they know they're not supposed to, and I know between us it was causing problems, and you would tell me, first of all, I think, is a problem being acknowledged? Has she said, hey, this is what's bothering me, let's sit down and have a conversation? Because a lot of times with men and women, we have all these emotions bottled up in us and we don't like to express ourselves. And the truth is, como quien dice, like you holding in all these feelings, it's very toxic, and it literally mentally, physically, spiritually breaks you down. So if let's assume the problem was already addressed, they talked about it, and there's a difference about listening and just, or like, yeah, like actually sitting there and listening, or like just you're not hearing, like you're hearing or you're listening. So if he is listening and like really understanding, you know what, me having mamitis is really affecting my marriage. Okay, I love you so much, I love our daughters, I'm going to do something about it. So now it's like, if you've addressed a problem and he is still not doing anything about it, then maybe you should seek professional help. But then that's a whole different situation, because unfortunately, like a marriage counseling, like a psychologist, that's like a taboo. It's like, yo pa qué quiero ir con alguien. It's like, no, like you actually sometimes need like a third mediator, someone from the outside looking in to really help you.
Right.
But it should never be the wife or the husband's responsibility to address a mom or a dad.
No,
Ahora,
exactly.
hay una cosa, let's be honest, sometimes there's men or women that don't have a fucking backbone, that no se saben defender. Ahora tampoco si el esposo, hay que decir that, I don't know, one day my mom or dad keep on like giving you freaking comments that are like emasculating or making you feel less. and I'm not doing shit about it, I wouldn't blame you for snapping or defending yourself either, because at the same time, it's like, if I'm not doing anything about it, then there's going to be, everyone has a breaking point. Tampoco uno no se va a pisotear hasta que ya, pues, you lose all your dignity. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with that too. Like, if you're not going to put your wife first, or like, then why did you get married? Like, you should have just stayed stuck to your mom's hip your whole fucking life.
It's like kind of, let's reverse the role. Like, for example, what if this girl had papitis or whatever, you know? And pues sí, igual, como, pues voy a ir con mi papi, or shit, I don't know, she's driving down the street and her fucking tire blows out, and then she calls her dad or something. Yeah, instead of calling the husband. Yeah,
see, and I think a lot of times men don't think that, right? Like, right away when it's like the wife addresses something about the suegra or whatever, it's like, oh, you have something against my mom. It's like, no, I don't. You're not putting me first. Yeah. But how would you feel? And you're absolutely right. If it's like, let's say my parents lived close. I'm going to give you, what you're saying. Ay, pues el pinche foco se me fundió. Apá, pues puede venir a la casa y mirar el foco. And it's like, but don't you have a husband? Or, apá, puede venir a hacerme la yarda, por favor. That's emasculating your husband, you know? So it's like, then it becomes a problem, because it's like, what the fuck? ¿Pa qué chingados? ¿Por qué no me llamaste a mí? ¿Por qué a tu papá? It's the same shit. The way that you are 100% relying on your mom, then I have the right to rely on my dad. But it shouldn't be like that, porque se supone que cuando uno se casa es granito de otro costal, you know? So like, I don't... When the roles are reversed, then it's a real problem, or maybe it's like an eye opener. But I think a big problem too, my hand keeps on itching. A big problem too is,
that's poison ivy.
I'm probably having an allergic reaction to something.
Fungus.
The biggest problem is that people aren't open in a marriage, and that's communication, like to actually listen and address the problem. Like, let's sit down. It's nothing against you or your family, but it's affecting our marriage.
See, and we don't know if they have even sat down and talked about the problem, you know? So right off the bat, I think that should be our first recommendation. Like, just sit down and really communicate the problem.
Yeah, que nadie se altere.
Yeah. Before you guys take any other action or step forward, you know, like, you guys should really analyze what the problem is and like, how is it affecting your relationship, you know?
Yes, because the thing is, it's so easy. And I feel like now in society, it's really easy to be like, you know what? If you have your problems, well, fuck it. Like, like divorce. And it's like, but the thing is, you should want to exhaust all of your options. And if it's like, we've talked, we've done the counseling, and things aren't changing, then like, if you know you've exhausted every option and nothing's changed, then maybe you should seek, and I'm not saying you should divorce, but if, como uno sabe, like, if you've really tried everything and you can say, like, you know, I've tried everything in this marriage and it's just not working, then okay, but that's a decision that they would have to make together, you know? Yeah. So the other question I had for you is, because she said, where is it at?
Dang, why are you asking me these questions?
Well, because
I'm the professional.
No, because this, obviously you have a mom, you know what I mean? So I want to know, like, obviously your perspective, how would you handle this? And when she said, it's really bad how Mexican moms can manipulate their sons. So do you believe that there are bad moms y suegras? Do you really believe that they're out there? Or is it like a wife saying, like, no, pues mi suegra, she's just a bad, or do you really believe?
I think so. There's in this case, I'm gonna say Mexican mom, because they can be manipulative with their sons, and they like, I imagine como like or the first day they're gonna present their girls, right? They take their girlfriends to the house, they meet the parents or whatever, and then there can be moms como like, she's all right, like, you know,
está más o menos.
Está más o menos, like, whatever.
O está prietita.
Whatever, whatever the situation is, and then the guy can just be like, Mom, come on, like, relax or whatever, you know, or not even say anything, just kind of like take it. But I feel like once the guy speaks up, and that's kind of like a check, you know, reality check for the mom too, kind of like, oh shit, like, pues la estoy regando, you know, like, I shouldn't be saying that stuff. But if she gets away with it once, she's always gonna get away with it. You know what I mean? So I think there is like. I don't know, what do you call it? Jealousy? Or like
jealous moms?
Yeah, like jealous moms. Como,
madres celosas?
Yeah, como que they just want to own their child forever, you know?
Their son.
Yeah. You want to own them forever, and they just don't know when to let go. I don't know, but I believe it. I truly do believe it. There is jealous moms out there, and they don't let their sons grow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and and I think this also goes back to obviously like women really sheltering their sons, because it starts at such a young age. Why do you hear this more on the son side than the daughter or the women's side, or the daughters? Like rarely, like, I mean, there's situations where there is women, mujeres que tienen papitis hasta cuando se casan, but I feel like it's more rare because desde chiquitas, they're making them more responsible. Like, like I said, like doing a lot of shit around the house. And then with the boys, it's a little bit more nurturing. So like I think once the moms realize like, okay, my son actually, there's another woman in his life and that woman makes him happy and he's actually wanting to spend the rest of his life with. Oh my God, yo ya no le voy a poder cocinar, ya no le voy a poder lavar la ropa, ya no lo voy a poder cuidar. Then they get very like defensive about it and they want to hold on. But I mean, I don't have a son. We don't have a son yet. But if we ever did, I would never want to be that suegra or that mom that's not going to let my son leave and be happy with someone else. Porque se supone that, for me, like we've always talked about this, it's going to hurt us the day que Valentina se quiera casar. But we hope that she marries someone que la va a cuidar. Because the thing is, as parents, and this goes to everyone, our kids are going to outlive us. That's the circle of life. Our kids are going to bury us. And you hope that the person they marry is a great woman or man that they can take care of, like they're going to be there for each other, create their own happy family. And as much as it's going to hurt us to let them go, we have to let them go. Es como que es la ley de la vida.
Let it go. Let it go.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's pretty much like that. And so in this situation, what are some like solutions aside from obviously exhausting all the options? Maybe the son talking, like if they were able to sit down. Yeah, no,
absolutely. I think the son should check the mom, right off the bat, and guaranteed, I'm like 100% sure that'll nip it in the butt.
Yeah. Positive. So that's our recommendations for you, girl. For all the people out there watching, for all our billions of followers, if you have any suggestions, please comment below and maybe she could read it and it would really help her out. And there's actually another one I wrote down too.
And it's cheaper, girl. You ain't got to seek a professional help. It's a cheaper version right here.
Aquí los profesionales.
Hell yeah. See, I saved you $100. You're welcome.
Oh my God. So this other one I really like. It's kind of changing topic, but I really like these because these, like I said, I want to address these because these were ones that were sent to my DM. So it's a little bit more, I don't know if they're embarrassed, but they want to keep it more private. The DM? Yes, they are. Dang, I have awesome ladies y comadres. So anyways, so this one's awesome. I really like this one, okay? Because I think it's a little bit challenging, especially for us. Okay, so I wanted to ask you guys, can you address how to raise a teenage daughter? What age should girls be dating and use makeup? I grew up in a Mexican home and I feel like I could not date, or if I did, I had to hide it. Also, my daughter is 12 years old and is asking me if she can wear tampons because her friends are using that when they are on their periods. Also, is using tampons at 12 or 13 going to cause you to lose your virginity? ? At least that is what I was told by my mom. So
I hope you don't ask me none of these questions. It's obviously
obviously not. But there's some that I feel like we can address together. And granted, it's not like Valentina's not a teenage daughter, but I have nieces.
Oh shoot! Yeah.
You know what I mean? So what's some advice that I don't know to raise a teenage daughter? I think it's hard.
Honestly, I'm not even counting the days till Valentina becomes a teenager because I just want her to be I want her to be my baby forever. See, she's gonna have papitis. No, I'm just kidding. But shit, I don't know, man. See, I'm thinking back like to my sisters because obviously I'm older than them, and I'm trying to think like through their teenage years. But no, pues todos están para la chingada.
It's hard. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I mean, I have nieces, I have girlfriends that have teenage daughters, and they all say, just wait till they're teenagers. And we went through it too. And I say this for myself because
I didn't. Era un santo, pinche madre, me rayé yo, la neta.
Oh,
Bueno,
hell no.
más bien mis padres se rayaron conmigo.
Hell no, dude.
Hell yeah.
Tú eres desmadroso.
No, yo
No.
la neta, pinche, estoy perro yo.
The fact that you were at nightclubs at the age of 12, that already says that speaks volumes. So get the hell out of my face, okay? So all my girlfriends, my family that has teenage daughters are always like, just wait till Valentina.
Ey, ¿no ando muy grasoso? En la otra pinche video estaba muy grasoso, ¿no? Muy pinche brilloso.
No, you're good. Oh my God.
John, arréglale ahí la pinche luz, por favor.
Yeah, they always say it's really, really hard. And the thing is, it's just, the best advice maybe is being able to have a great communication, being able to have great conversations with your daughter, where to the point where it's like, you know, I think the hardest thing is creating that boundary where it's like, I am your parent, but I'm not, like, I'm your friend, but I'm not your best friend. And I'm your parent at the end of the day. But at the same time, brindarles esa confianza where they can talk to you, where they feel like, well, man, if they get into a problem or they feel a certain type of way, or if they want to wear makeup, I would want one day for me, Valentina, to ask me like, Mom, I want to start wearing makeup. What do you think? And if she's like 8, I'd be like, okay, you're going to be, si vas a poder, mami, pero ahorita no estás muy chiquita. Espérame si te quieres ir a, like, if she wanted to go get her eyebrows done, if she wanted, you know, to shave her legs. Me personally, because I have stories based off of this, I would do it. Even if she was 9 or 10, if she had like big ass eyebrows and she did not like them, I would take her. I would want to take her somewhere and have a great experience. If she did not like her hairy legs or her hairy arms or lo que sea, I would go with her, get her some awesome razors and teach her myself, because I think there's certain things that maybe to you, you're like, los pelos o los vellos, que la ceja, el bigote, lo que sea. Maybe to you, it's not a big deal. Yeah, but maybe to your daughters, it might be something embarrassing that they get bullied on or lo que sea. So, but with that.
I just want to backtrack a little bit before we get into like the age. How do you think, I mean, this is something I'm trying to figure out, you know, and hopefully it'll work out with Valentina, but how do you think we connect with our teenage son or daughter, you know? O sea, like, como obviously ellos van a entrar a esa edad where they're just like, Dad, get away from me, or
you're embarrassing.
Yeah.
Or what do you know? I know it all.
Exactly. So is there a way, do you think possibly where we can go around that, where, you know, they enjoy our company, they, como te diría, como they're not embarrassed of us, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where we can communicate and just keep that throughout all the years, like no matter if she's 18, 19 or 13 or whatever, you know? Mm-hmm. Is there, do you think there's some type of way where we can be and give her the la confianza, pues, to maintain that throughout the years? Yeah.
So what I think is, there was this quote I had read once, and it said, like, before your children existed, you were a person, you were somebody. So I think what happens is a lot of times when we become parents or even marriage, we kind of tend to lose our identity, or we kind of tend to forget, like, damn, like I was young once too. We used to like fucking clubbing. We used to love going on movie nights. We used to love doing things at the age of 13 through like 19. And we tend to forget that because we're acting more like parents. And of course we're always going to act like parents, but you, like I said, you want to be able to identify with your kids. You know, if you're going to be such a clam and not be open about like what your children are telling you or what they want to do, then you're already like, también, like, you're creating that freaking wall that you're going to be like, damn, my freaking parents are so dumb. They don't know anything, or they're so freaking embarrassing. At the same time, it's like, you have to understand you're an adult too. I'm not going to be this freaking mom that's like, that has like mom, I don't even know what you would call it, like going through midlife crisis, trying to be cool with wanting to hang out with my 13-year-old.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like at the same time, you want to be able to identify with them, but also
give them their space a little bit.
Yeah, give them their space too. You know, I'm not going to be like, Valentina, you're 21, ¿quieres ir al baile? Pues yo te acompaño, mija. It's like, what the fuck? Stay in your own lane, mom. Like, you already had your time. But understand that your kids' times are coming, and just the way you had your time, them too, you know?
Funny story. I do remember growing up. Well, this is like more in high school, porque ya in high school, but yeah, it's kind of like all eyes on you, pues, you know? Mm-hmm. And I remember when fresh into high school, I started washing my own clothes porque pues, I wanted to be fresh, you know? And I felt like if my mom would wash my clothes, it would fucking shrink, or, you know, like, ya me chingó la camisilla esa perra que tenía y está cabrón, you know? So I started washing my own clothes, and I remember my mom used to take me to school, but I was so fucking embarrassed, dude. And I was like, nah, por aquí, déjame aquí en la esquina, and I would walk, you know? But it's like, dude, that's so stupid now, right? Well, now I'm like, who cares? Like, all that shit, like, doesn't matter, you know? I don't know, but that's just society, right? Or what is it?
Yeah, it's una etapa that everyone goes through. I went through that too. And like I said, pues sí, no matter what, Valentina's not going to think we're the fucking coolest parents because no matter what, and that, you know what, and that's a good thing though, because do you imagine usually the kids that are like, oh, my parent is so cool, like, yeah, we do everything, we go to bars together. It's like you don't want to be that cool parent. Like you want your kids, they're gonna be embarrassed of you, and it's okay. And if they're like, mom, just leave me right here, okay, mija, but I'm gonna watch you walk to school. Like, let them have their space, but at the same time, don't fucking force them, you know. But
do you think if my mom was dipping in a Lambo, I'd be like, mom, shoot through all the way to the front gate? Probably. Right? Yeah. See, so I don't know if that was it's because growing up again, and you're into what's in the materialistic stuff, and maybe your mom drove a Pinto and all your freaking friends. No, she drove a Ford Aerostar. Damn. That shit was hard. I remember my dad got her fresh out the dealership. Hell yeah, we're dipping. I was like what, 9, 10. When they freshly got it. Yeah, so es una etapa que todos los hijos van a pasar. And it's unfortunate because the older we get, the more we realize how stupid things were, or why did we fight with them, and our parents, I'm pretty sure yours told you this too, and a lot of parents out there probably said the same thing to us. Cuando estés grande vas a entender por qué era así, por qué hice esto. Yeah. And it's so true, and it's age. Wisdom comes with age, and the older we get, the more we realize like these little things that we fucking worried about when we were younger ain't shit. You know what I mean? And now that we're getting older, and me, like my parents are way older. You know, my dad's in his 70s, my mom's in her 60s. It's like, fuck you. You know that you're on a time frame with your parents now, and now you want to take advantage of that time, and you wish you could go back and be like, what was I embarrassed of you? Why did I put up these stupid ass fights with you? But you can't. It's part of growing up. See, and like I've been training already too. When if Valentina would ever get bullied at school, be like, oh, pues, I don't know, como por ejemplo, why does your mom bring you to school, or why does your, you know, if they were ever like bully her that way or whatever, we just be like, yeah, you know what, tell them, but at least my dad comes, I have someone that fucking loves me, you know, and brings me to school, and I like your fucking bitch ass doesn't have anybody to, I'm already mad. Randy Rousey, I know. No, but I mean, we gotta be prepared for those moments, because that's something we can't avoid. You know, that's something. I mean, I'm hoping it doesn't happen, but you just gotta be prepared. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's just like, dude, like, man, you tell them, you know, you have parents that fucking actually care for you. You know, not like your fucking dumbass doesn't have anybody to fucking care for you. You know? Yeah. I mean, that's how I feel. Yeah. And that's probably what I should have said growing up too in high school. You know, when, you know, they would make fun and be like, look, he's getting dropped off or whatever, you know? Yeah, but that's that dialogue your parents never had. So that's where we learn, like, what do you want to change growing up? Like, and it's true. Maybe like if my mom would have said that to me too and been like, I was embarrassed too of my mom dropping me off. It should have been like, pues sabes que, Myra, aunque sea yo sí vengo a dejarte porque yo te quiero. Exactly. Like, but at the same time, it's like we, as parents, where we fail a lot is to have those dialogues with our children. And if we do that with Valentina, she's gonna be like, you know what, it's true. Or if she gets, one day someone says like, oh, well, why does your mom pack your lunch, or why does she make you food? You know what? Because my mom takes pride in me. Well, didn't she say you were embarrassed too? Because I was. See, but I never. Yeah, growing up, I don't know if a lot of you, you know, I was able to go to field trips actually. Okay, that's a plus. I was able to go to field trips, and then I would be like, fuck, you know, because my mom hacía los burritos wrapped in aluminum foil But see, man, those are like my favorite right now. But LA Unified School, we got free lunch. You had to pack your lunch. Well, because you're bougie, that's why. No, the thing is, we had to see if we could qualify for lunch, but my mom was always bien derecha, so a lot of people would like. She made a lot of money. Huh? She made a lot of money. That's well, she would just be like, we didn't make a lot of money, but she was just legit. Like, oh, well, obviously here's like, she's still married. It's like a lot of times what people do. I'm not saying you guys did that. It's like they beat the system by saying, no, pues estamos divorciados y no vivo con. Well, that's what I'm saying. So you didn't get a free lunch. No, I didn't. Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, yeah. Well, in this case. Nowadays it's because you make a lot more income than
Yeah, and it's like, okay, making like $10.
We got free lunch. We were broke.
Oh, so yeah, I would be embarrassed, you know, like taking my lunch and I'd see like all my white friends like, oh, que pinche Lunchables, a fruit roll up. And
ajá, ¿y tú qué traías ahí en la pinche bolsona esa?
I would have some saltine crackers with tapatio and 2 burritos.
¡Qué ole! Pero ¿cuál es más nutritivo?
Exactly. But these are things
pinche burrazo.
I know,
y tú acá
so good.
pensando que las pinches cookies esas te van a
I know.
alimentar.
And you know, it's crazy because those are my favorite burritos. Like I remember.
Oh, sí, las de nomás de frijoles así, las agarran así. Vámonos.
Fuck. Like I remember my dad used to come home from work. Yeah, I would always check su termo because my mom would pack them or he would do his own lunch. And I would check su termo a ver si tenía unos burritos. And if he had that one extra one con carne, con chile y frijoles, fuck, la tortilla like soggy. Holy shit, those are my favorites. So good. But yeah, no, it's una etapa that our kids are going to go through.
But see, you're embarrassed because you didn't want to pull out your burrito.
Yeah, you know, but you know, the thing is, it's part of growing up and it's part of lessons in life. These are lessons. And if we don't go through lessons and we don't evolve, then we don't become better human beings. And son puras pinches, it's lessons. It's lessons of life, you know?
I mean, back to the question of raising a teenager. Well, I mean, I guess you just got to play it by ear, like how you were as a teenager. Como te digo, yo estaba perro para teenager, you know, no problems. Un angelito yo, la neta. So that's what I'm applied to my daughter, you know?
Well, Randy era un angelito because first of all, he was the oldest boy and he had 2 younger sisters. So all my cuñis, I'm over here giving girls props. Randy was able to do whatever the fuck he wanted to. So that's why.
You're going to go back to what was the last episode? About men can do...
No, they can though, but you did but look, it's nothing bad, but even my suegro, I was like, suegro, ¿cómo usted se sintió the other weekend cuando nació? No, pues era un orgullo porque era mi hijo. So it's like, it's a pride and it's okay. It's not a bad thing. But what I'm saying is like, obviously you feel like you weren't problematic because you were able to do whatever the fuck you wanted. Aside if you wanted to play outside, your mom was like, fucking clean the house, do shit. Yeah. But what I'm saying is like, you had a little bit more liberty than your sisters because you were able to do a lot more at a younger age. Maybe your sisters were still able to go to clubs and party, lo que sea, but yours came earlier because you were a boy.
Maybe. I don't know. But
so back to raising a teenage daughter. It's probably really hard, but for me, the best advice maybe for us, it's make sure you le brindes esa confianza to talk. And what you have to do maybe too is ask yourself, like, what are things I didn't like about my childhood that I want to change? Just because you were raised a certain way doesn't mean that's the exact way I want to raise my kids. Because I think we all can relate that there's a lot of things our parents did that we're like, man, I wish it would have been a little bit different, not for the better, you know? So it's not necessarily like using makeup. I wasn't able to use makeup. Well, neither was I. Like I was able to use mascara at the age of 13. And now it's like with Valentina, am I going to want her to wear makeup at the age of 8? No, I don't think that's right, you know. But if she wants to pluck out her eyebrows and shave her legs at the age of 8 or 7, I'm fucking fine with that. I don't care because it's hair. It's not a big deal, you know. Yeah. The next question I have here is it was about the makeup. And then she asked me about tampons. So obviously you can address this one. So here's the thing. I should probably
be excused for this segment.
Well, you can just rascate las nalgas, do something. So growing up with me too, my mom would always tell me, no, que los tapones no, porque te va a perder la virginidad. Like she'd always say that and I'd be like, okay, but it doesn't really make sense. And I remember I always played soccer all my life and I went to one of my girlfriend's house and she had a pool. And I got my period at a younger age. And I remember that... I got my period and she's white, right? Her parents are white. I love them so much. I'm not going to say any names, but I freaking love them. And the mom was like, oh, Myra, here, like use a tampon. And I was like,
wait, what is this?
Yeah, well, is it hot in here? I feel like I'm getting really hot.
It's just you, girl.
Oh my God. I think it's a pregnancy heat flash. I'm like, why?
Probably.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, your cheeks are red.
Yeah, I know. It's a pregnancy heat flash.
Or is this a hot topic for you to talk about?
No, what the heck? It's about using tampons. Okay, anyways. So she like gave me the tampon and I learned obviously how to do it. She like explained to me and I went into the restroom and I did it myself. It's not like she was there.
Right.
And then I was able to go in the pool with my friend and have a good time the way I was supposed to, you know? And after that, I was like, wow, this actually feels nice. To each its own.
Ooh.
To each its own. It's up to you if you want to wear pads or not.
That's exactly why your mom didn't watch it.
No, it felt great, meaning like, because the thing is, me personally, with my experience, like when I was younger, when I was in my early teens and I was using pads, it's like girls, we know like the second you stand up, se te cae todo, or like you're wearing a pad and the blood's just like or the blood's absorbed in there. It's just
so that's like wearing a pamper.
Pretty much, you know. So like long story short, like yeah, me too. I was raised, my mom telling me that, but here's the truth, okay? Like science wise, so the hymen, obviously, that's what's technically when you lose your virginity, tears your ribs. A lot of young teenage girls, young girls younger than teens, sometimes even rip it because when you play sports, when you have these intense exercise that you're doing, it's going to rip. If you even ride a bike very intensely when you're younger, you could rip your hymen too. There's so many different ways that your hymen can rip. But technically, what's the definition of losing virginity? Having a dick in there. Like, I mean, that's the damn truth. That's you losing your virginity. So by sticking a tampon in there, it doesn't jeopardize anything because it's literally the concept of losing your virginity, which is sexual intercourse, you know? So if your daughter wants to use it, I think the best thing is for you to teach her and like understand like, okay, like the hours it's supposed to be in there. It's just education is key. And that's something I highly believe in. We have to educate ourselves and especially our daughters because como dicen, los tiempos van cambiando. It's like back then, probably our moms use una garrita. Are you going to tell your daughters, pues yo uso una garra, tú también úsala? No, tampons. If now there's whatever, you know what I'm saying? So times change, they evolve, but no, like don't worry about your daughter losing her virginity because there's a definition of losing your virginity and sticking a tampon in there has nothing to do with it. So that's something, you know what, babe? Neta, I know you're not knowledgeable about that, but one day Valentina's going to get her period and she might get it when we're not here. And you being a dad, you're going to have to prepare, you know, she's probably going to be emotional and, you know, maybe on her weeks of periods, she's a little bit cramping. Get her a chocolate, get her some flowers, make her feel good. You know, dads también pueden poner de su parte también, you know, like, treat your daughter, your wife a little bit different because even though we're on our periods, life still has to go on. So también, you know, hey, you actually remember when I had delivered Valentina, you went to Walmart, you got me or pads. Remember the big ass pads? See, so it's okay.
It's all good. Shit, I don't give a fuck.
And that's what's up. Like, yeah, you're like, that's what's up. That's what I'm saying. Like another man could have been like, what the fuck? Yo no voy a ir a comprar esas chingaderas. ¿Qué van a decir la gente?
Oh, yo soy muy macho.
Yeah, you know, so it's pretty cool, you know, and it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, shit like that doesn't bother me.
Yeah, like dads, you can be involved too. It's okay, you know? So that was that. And
it's like,
then,
what size you need them, baby? I got you.
Tampons extra large because I have a heavy flow.
Big. Excuse me, I'm looking for pads extra large, please.
And they're for myself.
And by the way, they're for me. Hey, no, but I like that. I like how you got like really technical. It means you know your shit, girl.
I try a little bit. You know?
Hype man. I thought I was a hype man. Hey, let me see your head. Oh, isn't that a hymen?
A hype man.
Oh shit. And what did you say?
Hymen.
Oh, never mind.
We're all learning here. We're learning as we go. So like I said, like the last couple of minutes, we agreed, right, to like open up Q&A. So there's a lot of questions that a lot of our comadres, you know, or our what do you call them? Los compas? Or what did you say? Los parientes.
Oh, la plebona.
Okay, la plebona y los plebones.
La plebada.
Okay, la plebada, pues. So one of the questions is, ¿cómo se conquistaron uno al otro?
Con esta mirada.
Yo conquisté a Randy y decir, nomás le puse, como dicen, no te pongo el ojo, pongo la pinche bala. Y yo me le puse el ojo y él supo que
caí.
Aquí iban a tronar sus huesitos.
Por mi desgracia. Una desgracia.
Well, you know what? Back then, when we were dating, obviously, like I said, I met Randy when I was 19. He was 17. Like, cell phones were just becoming a thing.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, but it was really cool, too. I think it was just talking. I was only able to go on dates once a weekend. And even at that, remember there was weeks where my dad was like, no puedes salir. So I would go like 2 weeks without seeing Randy. And then sometimes I didn't have a cell phone. He didn't have a cell phone. So you would actually call my house and I would call your house. It's really cool, you know? And something I remember too, and it makes me smile because there were great times, is I remember I would be hanging out in my room and then I'd ask you like, oh, do you know this song? And then remember I'd play like CDs and music.
Yeah. See, well, I guess that's what obviously we connected, because we're different, but we're so alike. You know what I mean? Yeah. And yeah, I just, obviously I like that, the fact that we can relate in a lot of subjects like music and food. Oh my gosh. I think that's how we nos conquistamos uno al otro. I remember the first date we went on was Applebee's in Camarillo. Remember? Yeah.
And remember what was the first thing I introduced you to there?
The spinach and artichoke dip.
Yeah, I was like, man, this shit is so good. You need to try this.
It was pretty good.
Yeah,
pretty
so
bombskis.
like from the beginning, somewhere where we really connected was food. Right away, we both love to eat. Y hasta la fecha nos gusta tragar, you know? So we were never shy. It was never, oh, well, I want a salad. And
hell no. It's like, let me get a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Give me a grain of salt.
And then what was the problem with all the waiters?
Oh, even till now, waiters, they always say, that's a lot of food. Are you sure you guys want to eat all that?
And it's like, I'm paying for it.
Yeah, like, why do you care?
A lot of food.
Yeah.
Shit.
Because no matter where we go, it's always at least 2 appetizers, big ass fucking, we'll usually get 2 to 3 dishes. And then sometimes, it's, you know, well, now with Valentina, we get more desserts because she likes like cookies or lo que sea, but we're always getting a lot of food. So
yeah, I mean,
nos conquistamos, I think, just being ourselves and being able to identify like, oh, well, Myra is raza and so is Randy. Like when I realized like, oh shit, like your parents came from Mexico, también son de Zacatecas. My parents came from Michoacan. Like having the same core values also, it really made us identify in so many levels. And I think too, the fact that, I mean, I'm talking about myself. The fact that you were able to understand or like, oh shit, but she can't go out this weekend because her dad's freaking super strict. It's not like maybe I don't know if you would have been like a white guy and it's like, damn, this girl can't go out on weekends. Fuck it. Like I'm going to respect that. Bye. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like since our cultures were the same, we were able to really respect that. But yeah, I don't know. It's just, I zinged with you. I'm not going to lie. I zinged. The first time I saw you, I zinged and I liked you so much. I did. I did. Cállate. So something, it says, name something that you do that's creative o que te inspira. So what's something that's creative about you or something that inspires you?
Creative. Shit, every morning I wake up, I'm creative.
In the restroom.
Exactly.
You're creating a lot of shit in there.
Creative? I mean, I don't know. I just, I like working with my hands, so.
Hell yeah, baby.
Woodworking, so I create all the time.
Yeah, you work your wood real good.
Damn. You got fire, baby girl.
Yeah, I can list a lot of things, but I want you to, if you miss one, go. So you're very good. Your woodwork.
That's my creativity. And then what it was inspires me?
Mm-hmm.
What inspires me? What inspires me?
Food.
Tacos. What's up? Let's do it. Yeah, seriously. Food inspires me.
Yeah. You're very creative. You're really good with music too. That's something very creative.
Yeah, I do music.
Yeah. So I think those are like the main ones. And what inspires you? Food. What else inspires you?
I don't know. What else inspires you?
Money. Cardi B.
Money, honey. Well, too bad I ain't got no money.
No, well, my money inspires you to work harder. No? Okay, pues no.
Well, not really, because it's fucking $400. I don't know, trae nada.
Mi amor, pero son bien trabajados. What is it? Like bien, what's the word I'm trying to find? Like bien.
Honrados?
Honrados. There you go. ¿Sí o no?
A hueso pa' caldo, mi pariente.
Okay. So for me, what's something that I do that's creative is I love to cook. I think my creativity comes out in the kitchen. It's my time. I love to just create healthy food. I like to challenge myself with my Mexican cuisine. So that's something that's creative. And I actually want to pick up, and I was just telling you this, I want to pick up painting, acrylic painting, and I want to pick up sewing. So it's just, I mean, I'm technically done with grad school this week. Raise the roof. I graduate this week. So I told Randy, I'm like, I was like, I want to do a lot more, but I want to get into being more creative, more artistic. Yeah. So I want to really start those two things. I don't know where it's going to lead. You never know. Aquí está un pinche Picasso, un fucking Versace. You never know, for real. So that's, okay. What is your worst fear?
The dark.
Los espíritus.
Los espíritus chucarreros.
Okay, like legit, like name 4 fears. It can be anything. It doesn't matter. No judgment.
Heights.
Dark.
Ocean.
Why the ocean?
Because I don't know how to swim.
So anything with water in it.
Whoa.
Are you scared of the tub?
If I'm in a boat fishing, we're good. We good fishing, right? I mean, that's cool. But if like, I wouldn't be like, oh, pues déjame ver un clavado, you know?
No?
Fuck no.
Okay, what else?
A lotion, pues.
A lotion.
That's 3, right?
Remember when we went to the pool and then you were trying to learn how to swim and then it was only 5 feet and you were like, Myra, ayúdame. I was like, párate, menso. And you, then you stood up and you were fine.
That's true story, yeah.
Okay, so you're scared of the water, heights, the dark.
The dark. Well, not the dark, but like more of a, como espíritus, you know? Como pues algo que pichis Maya parecerá, you know?
Okay.
Está cabrón, but so I wouldn't consider that the dark, right?
No, just like the supernatural.
Yeah, supernatural. And
snakes?
Snakes. It's not a fear, but that's more of just como un disgust. You know, like, oh, that's nasty, dude.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. For me, I am afraid. Well, I have a phobia for spiders.
Okay.
I can't stand spiders. They're so gross. This is an embarrassing story, but it's a proud moment as a parent. So there was I was hanging out with Valentina in her room because we play. She loves these little toys called calico critters. She loves them so much. So she always invites me to her room and I take every opportunity because there's going to be a day where she's going to be like, Mom, get the fuck out of my room. You're embarrassing. Get out. So I was in there and then, she like had moved something and the fucking spider crawled out. And I was like, oh, so gross. But obviously as a parent, you can't be like, oh my God. So I was like, you don't araña. I got it, mommy. And with her hand, she smashed that spider. And I was like, I was disgusted, but I was like, damn, that's such a proud moment.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So I guess I have a fear of spiders. And I also have a fear of not fulfilling my prophecy, I think. But it's such a fear that I know I'm not going to allow myself to fail, you know, just like serving my bigger purpose in life. That just, I think being able to impact a lot of women, that's a fear, like not completing something, como muriéndome con las ganas of doing everything I want, you know? So it's like it's a weird kind of fear, you know?
It's a good fear.
So this one, I like this one. So what do you feel is your greatest accomplishment together and individually? So obviously I'm asking you and then you can ask me. So what's your greatest accomplishment together, me and you?
Together? Our relationship. I mean, we've gotten this far.
So being married.
Yeah, being married.
And you know what? I want to tell everyone something, that no marriage is perfect. Me and Randy went through it's been a little bit over a year. We went through a really rough patch together where, like it was pretty intense. Like my parents flew in, his parents came, we all sat down, you know, como
intervention.
Yeah, an intervention with both of us because there was a big disconnection. There was a big gap. Our marriage was really like, it had hit rock bottom. I'm not going to lie. And it was to the point where we were just thinking like we aren't meant for each other. But our parents sat down. They asked us what the fuck the problem was. Like, hay amor o no hay amor? You know, like they really, like as parents, they did their job.
Hay amor. Quéreme, ¿cómo soy?
Yeah, so
but that's where the therapy or consulting, not professional, but just like buscando ayuda, you know?
Yeah, and we seeked out for help. We obviously, the same way Randy told his parents, hey, like, me quiero casar, the same way that's like, all right, motherfucker, like, if you guys are going to get a divorce, we tuvimos nosotros la pinche cara de pedir la mano a Myra, we're going to have to face our parents. And yeah, like, long story short, you know, our parents left and we sat there and we really, we started from rock bottom all the way up. We did the marriage counseling. We seeked for help. We really worked on this together and we're here stronger than ever. But yeah, like I absolutely agree. A biggest accomplishment is being married, and there's always, siempre va a haber pinches problemas en un matrimonio. And my mom always says, this is exactly what she says. She's like, Myra, la pinche vieja que diga que su matrimonio no tiene problemas, que hay puro pinche amor y que nunca pelean. She's like, es una pinche mentirosa. And it's the damn truth, because I think a lot of times it is embarrassing to acknowledge you're going through problems, but at the same time, everybody does, you know? So yeah.
And I mean, I'll say it again. You shouldn't be embarrassed, or it's more, I think it's more embarrassment como que digan, they went to go get help. You know,
yeah.
¿Qué va a decir la gente? You know,
yeah.
But it shouldn't be an embarrassment. It should be something for your sanity. You know,
yeah.
And to better yourself.
Yeah. And seeking help doesn't make you weak. That's what I think. There's a deficiency somewhere within us, within our marriage or your marriage. There's professionals that study this, that go to school, that are freaking have credentials. Seek out to professionals. This is what they're passionate about. So seek for help.
And you know what? Learning to admit you're wrong.
Yes.
I think that's very hard as well.
I think that's an individual accomplishment for you.
Oh, yeah.
For real. It really is. High
Check.
five. No, it is.
But yeah, no, not that I'm wrong, baby, because I'm always right. You know what I'm saying? But, but no,
honest.
Yeah, let's, I don't know, whatever the case may be that you messed up but just admitting that you were wrong and learning to move on from that. I think that's also a key factor, and to recognizing the problem.
Yeah. Like acknowledging I made a mistake, or you are right and I'm wrong.
See, in this case, like, for example, we'll go back to the very, very first question. Let's say they talk it out, and then the guy recognizes, like, yeah, you know what, dude, like I have been putting my mom before you. Like I'm fucking up, I'm sorry. I'm gonna talk to my mom, but let's move on. Let's move forward.
Yeah, like let me prove to you. Let's work on it. It's not just like, oh yeah, hey, you're right, I do put my mom first. Hey, tomorrow we're gonna go to my mom's. You know what I mean? Like, no, like acknowledging and recognizing the problem and working from that problem.
Exactly.
And yeah, I think with you too, like individually, you like acknowledging that you make mistakes, because
once in a while, it's rare.
You're a prideful person, but you've learned to admit. And I think that's just an overall like thing. Like the biggest problem is admitting when we're wrong, but it's like, hey, like we don't know it all, and we all fucking make mistakes, and we're humans. Oh God. So anyways. So for me, what do I feel is our greatest accomplishment together? Well, yes, I 100% agree, our marriage, because we have gone through really rough times together. And I feel like if we were able to overcome what we went through last year, like we can really overcome everything. And I think a biggest accomplishment is like starting a family and traveling and working hard together and trying to save money.
Don't forget about that master's degree, girl.
Well, that's an individual one.
Well, that's what I'm saying for you.
Yeah, so like together, I think the biggest accomplishment is we've always, even when we were dating, we really talked about like traveling or doing things. And now that we're able to like travel together, it's so awesome. And not just that, letting Valentina like see the world with us is fucking awesome, because she remembers like when she saw the snakes. She says Vietnam, las víboras, and it's like she fucking remembers. That's awesome. She has a memory of an elephant. And individually, I do have a lot of individual accomplishments, but I think the most important one right now today is my master's degree, because and one day I would like to make like just a video of just like me explaining my whole journey, because I can't wrap it up in like 1 or 2 minutes, but it's like I got my master's degree, and I never thought I was ever going to be able to do that. I am part of that less than 2% in the US with a Latina with the master's, but the fact that I did it when Valentina was born, I had a newborn, I still worked. I still worked out. I still managed my house with you. It's like, I think the biggest accomplishment is realizing that I'm resilient and that I did this. You know what I mean? So that's a big accomplishment. And I think a lot of women out there, if you're ever thinking about going back to school or you want to better your life, you can fucking do it. Doesn't matter what type of life you are living right now. And if you want to change it, you can change it for the better. It's just doing it. So just freaking do it. So so we'll do one more, no? Are there days you cannot stand each other? And if so, what do you guys do?
Every day.
Every day I'm like, go outside with the dogs. You're sleeping outside. I mean, is there, no, for real though? That's actually a good, I want you to be honest. Like, are there times where you can't stand my beautiful face, this amazing soul, this perfect canvas?
That maybe, there's maybe sometimes.
No,
but
say it. No,
it's I'm trying to think, but the one I'm trying to think is, I don't know. You pinpointed the stuff that, come on, yesterday you're just like, you leave your stuff here. And, it's like, dude, I grabbed a can of WD-40 that's in the pantry, and that's exactly where I got it from. And I put it back where it's from. But then she comes out here, it's like, why don't you put this back? It's like, dude, that's exactly where I got it from.
Okay, but is that where it belongs to begin with?
I
in the
don't
pantry?
know, but it was there.
How is something the herramienta type of shit goes in the food? No, it is, because that's okay. So yeah, I am annoying. You want to know why?
That's annoying. Yeah.
Yeah, it is, because look, it goes back to our pet peeve. Everything has a fucking home, and when I look around, I'm like, this is what I think, right? Con todo respeto, I'm like, this motherfucker just put something where it doesn't belong. It's like, como tú tienes a habit where it's like you pick something and then you just leave it there, and it's like, dude, put it back where it belongs. And then later on, it's like, dude, it's a mess. Well, if you would learn how to put shit back.
But what upsets me is that, for example, yeah, you expect me to, pick up my plate, pick up everything, but you don't do it.
When
there's times I've caught you. You don't put,
name one.
Oh, I can't. Well,
I can name a lot right now. Put me on blast.
No, what I'm trying to say is just like there's times that you leave stuff out, right? And for me, it's like, dude, who cares? Like, I'll put it back. But for you, dude, es un pinche coraje como like I'll leave something out and then it's just like you won't put it back in.
Yeah, and you're right. You're right. And here's the thing.
Why do you feel like you're right and I'm wrong?
Because, and I absolutely agree with what you say. There's times where I forget, but I eventually put it back that same day. It's not like,
because I do it.
Wow. So there are times where it's like I walk back past my fucking shoes 20 times and I still don't pick them up.
You see?
No, I'm just asking you a question because you're right. I don't put things back maybe in that moment, but then I go back and
Where's
I
my
do
therapy?
it. But the problem I have with you is like your shoes are right there and you pass by them because you have to go in the room in and out.
Yeah.
And then you don't pick it up.
By the end of the day, I will. But no, what upsets me the most is like, for me, I don't care. It's like, I'll put the fucking ketchup bag. Like, like maybe, yeah, you forgot, or the peanut butter, whatever the fuck it is. You probably forgot or whatever. Or you're running, late and you just left it out, right? And for me, it's no problem. Like, I'll grab it, put it back. That's it.
But it's not something that you deal with every day.
But for you, it's such a problem. And that I just feel like that's so prideful of you to not take the initiative, just grabbing whatever's out and just put it in the back, and that's it. It's like, what problema?
So am I supposed to put your clothes away too?
No, not. I mean, I'm not saying to that extreme, but there's little stuff, that, yeah, sometimes we're running late or we gotta go or whatever it is,
Yeah.
And for you, it's such a big problem, and you just can't grab it and put it back in. Done with it.
You're right.
You have to make a big fucking deal out of it.
Yeah. No, you're right. And that's something I need to work on.
You need to work on that, girl.
Yeah, I'll try to.
Okay.
So, what can I stand about you? I don't know. That I think we touched both of it where it's like when we can't stand each other. But
fight.
But I think when we can't stand each other, what I'll do is like I'll just ignore you or do whatever I'm doing. I'll stay busy. But it's not necessarily. Yeah, he'll go to Home Depot, but it's not like we pick up like, oh, you're so we've never lost respect for one another. It's never been like it's never been like, oh, you're so fucking annoying, like you fuck you or something like. No, it's I don't believe in that. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, we're getting off topic and we're running out of time, but there was a lot of juicy stuff that we talked about today.
Well, I mean, back to this first question.
Yeah. Let's wrap it up with that. Yeah.
I hope our opinion really can help you guys out.
Yes.
Best advice is just really sit down and talk about it and come out to an agreement, right?
Yes, come to an agreement. And men and women, your significant other comes first, then your parents. Learn how to fucking cut that umbilical cord. Learn how to get off the fucking titty. Learn how to cut that hip and hip connection. It's okay we're always gonna love our parents, but when we get married, our significant other and our immediate family comes first. Thank you so much for chiming in once again. Any other topics you want us to talk about in the next one, please comment below. Or like I said, if you want to keep it low key, DM me at Myra Teresa. Y pues para la otra, I hope you end this with a badass song.
Oh, you want a song?
Yes.
I was gonna say please comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Like, dale un like.
Like.
Dale un share. Todo el pinche pedo. A best song? I got the best song, girl. What you talking about?
We love you. Oh, hey. Arriba los chalinillo days. With the suits and everything.
El sombrerillo.
We're out.
Doesn't your dad have a...
He still does, and my mom hates it. We'll talk about that next time.
The chalinillo suit?
And he wears it for every event.
Ese
Shit.
está puesto para todos los parties. El chalinillo suit. Bye.